All right, hey, happy Friday, everybody. It is just a few minutes after 11 a.m. on Friday, June 25th, 2021. In beautiful Boerne, Texas, my name is Christopher Inkson. I'm with Texas West Capital, and we're going to take a look at the markets here as always, field some questions, have a little chat. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we laugh. But it tends to be an all right time. I know in a world where people are looking for sound bites, I'm not that. My purpose, my goal with what I do here twice a week is to not only explain my view of the markets, but hopefully extend some trading knowledge, some market knowledge upon you, so that way you can be a better trader, right? So anyway, hey, listen, before I go anywhere else, we're still getting interest in this, so I'm going to leave it right now. I'm not sure how long it's going to be. We've had it for about 2 weeks now, but people are still interested in it, so I'm going to leave it for right now. But you can get Tier 3, 1 year of Tier 3 for basically, it's 50% off what the already reduced yearly membership fee is. But it'll get you about almost 70% off your normal month-to-month rate. If you come in and you just join Tier 3 on a month-to-month, you're going to pay $199 a month. And I'm going to tell you what right now, that is well below what it should be for everything we do and everything I'm going to be adding through the end of this year. For our Tier 3 members. And if you don't believe me, just talk. We've got some members probably sitting in here already. Talk to them. They'll let you know. I can tell you, you guys are going to look at me and go, well, you're just going to say whatever you're going to say to get my money. Yeah, we want you to join, but not at the point that you're just going to be throwing away money. So that's what separates us, I think, from everybody else. But anyway, you can get this. Use this code right here. Go right up here where it says join us. Click on that. Go to the Tier 3 annual. And then type in this code right here. 50% off Tier 3, just like it is there. And you will get, like I said, almost 70% off that average monthly cost. So I think you end up paying something like $60-somewhat a month is what it comes out to. It's stupid low. I don't know that we'll ever have this price this low again. But, there's always the chance. If we got enough people signing up for this where we could make up what we're losing in revenue by doing that, with just the number of people coming in taking advantage of it, I might be willing to extend it for everybody that's joined in at that rate for as long as they remain a member. So, I mean, there's a lot of positives on here, but I guarantee you guys, the money is worth it. If you aren't learning how to trade, if you are not a better trader after being a part of TWC, you aren't trying. I got to be honest with you guys. Nobody out there gives you as much content as we do. Nobody. And in the education, just nobody does it like we do, guys. I'm telling you. Anyway, we'd love to have you there. Who's here already? By the way, the website is howtotradeToWin.com. HowtotradeToWin.com. We type it in there. HowtotradeToWin.com. All right, there we go. There's the website. Put it in there. Who's here already? Mark, what's up, buddy? Bill is checking in from all the way over there across the pond, as they say. It's a little bit of water there to get over there, right? Excuse me. Hey there, Mason Clark. Good to see you checking in. Evolution. Bianca, what's going on? What's my reason to smile today? My reason, as you all may know, is that my sister, my mother, and my nephew are going to be here today. So, again, if y'all have been with me any amount of time, you know what's happened here this year. Back in February or March, my brother-in-law went into the hospital with COVID. He ended up passing away a few weeks ago with complications related to COVID. And, very, very difficult time. But if there, it's always about trying to find that silver lining, right? And for us, it's been this fact that, that family's going to be close by again. They lived many states over. So I'm pretty excited about it. I don't know if this stream will last 2 hours today because they should be coming in around that 1 o'clock time. So y'all will hopefully forgive me if it doesn't run for 2 hours. Stops a little bit short there. But there's my reason for smiling today. So hopefully y'all have some good reasons as well. You know what? I think if you're just the fact that you woke up this morning, no matter what, this is one thing you guys need to understand. No matter what position you're in life, no matter how difficult your days may be, The fact that you continue to wake up is a blessing, not a curse, because it means you have another chance to better your position, to do something to better, to learn more, to make more out of the situation you're given. Okay? A lot of people, they get into this mindset, oh me, oh Lord, I'm never going to do anything good here. I'm always going to have this trouble. I'm a victim, basically. And unfortunately, that is, if that's what you believe, that's the way you're going to act. But history is rife. It's full of people who have had nothing or less than nothing and who have become something. So it is fully 100% on you, all right? You can do it. You've just got to believe that you can. You got to make that decision to do it. Then you make a plan and then you follow through. It's like trading. Most of y'all come in and you jump in when you're first in and you just throw in a trade and you hope, right? You go, cross them fingers, start praying to God that goes up or goes down, whatever you're longing or shorting, right? That's not how you trade. That's how you lose money. It's the same way in life. You've got to come in, you've got to understand the game you're in, the rules of the game, how it's played, and then you have to develop a plan. You have to create a system. And in trading, if you can create a system, which you all can, that works consistently for you, then you will get where you want to get. It may not happen overnight, but trying to get it to happen overnight is what makes you lose money. But if you create that system that is consistently profitable over time and just do it again and again, just repeat, you're going to get where you want to get. It's the same thing in life. Life does not give or take from you. Life is just there. It is up for you to take advantage of it and to do those things that you can do, okay? I'm not saying it's easy. It's rarely easy, guys. It's going to take work and effort, and that's what most people are scared of. They're scared of a little hard work. They're scared of putting in the effort. Oh, what if it doesn't work? Then I've wasted time. Oh, I'd rather do all this other stuff rather than do that. Well, those are your decisions. You have to live with them. But the reality is you can do it. No matter where your position is in life right now, you can change that, all right? A little bit of life coach here, guys. I'm just being, I didn't get to where I am because I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. No, I working class parents, man. So I know if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. I've known many people who've had a lot worse off than I have, and they're doing even better than I am. It is possible. It is up to you, okay? All right. Hopefully that made it through, guys. Hopefully we're excited. Who else is here? Crypto Malgley, what's up, buddy? Onyx King, cue the action. Let's see here. Who else is checking in? Eriquin, what's up? I love spending Fridays with you, my friend, as well. Bianca says her reason to smile today is the little birds in the nest at her house that are about to fly out, making happy feed me sounds all day. That's awesome. That's awesome. Winterfresh, good to see you there. Let's see here. Yeah, I like the waiting screen info there. Yeah. That way, anybody coming in, they're new. It gives them information, gives them a heads up about stuff. I'll probably change it up and add more good stuff to it, make it more interesting for you guys, but that's coming. Let me see here. Dawads, what's up, man? I like that. ARM, what's going on there? Oh, man. Dawad says T3 for sure, Tier 3 for sure, best money I have spent. Thank you for saying, man. I appreciate that, man. It's going to get even better. I'm telling you guys. I might leak a little bit of what's coming up for Tier 3 members today on this episode, on this show, on this thing that I do here with y'all. I may just kind of leak a little bit, let y'all know what's coming up. Mason says, just signed up as Tier 3 to start learning. Love it, man. I love it. LXT, what's going on, man? LXT's been with us forever. Oh, man. Claudio, hello. Who else is over here? Patreet, good to see you. Thank you. Wishing you a happy weekend as well, my friend. Brian Riley's checking in here. Professor, man, good to see y'all checking in here. This is exciting because, again, this is one of my favorite times of the week. I also really enjoy our tier 3 streams. By the way, if you didn't know, with Tier 3, we now do three live streams every week for Tier 3 members. Mondays, we do Wyckoff. Wednesdays, we do tips, tricks, and techniques. And Thursday, we do Elliott Wave. So that's all additional 3 hours of education every week, live streaming there. And they're all archived, so you can watch them whenever you want. In addition to what we already have. We've got well over 100 hours now, guys. I have not updated this. It's becoming a pain to update because I do so much there. But yeah, we just started the Wyckoff Tier 3 streams, I believe it was this week, right, guys? So, exciting times, guys. Exciting times. Common Man, what's up? Always good to see you checking in. You turned off the AMC Pump Channel live stream to watch this? I like that. I like that. Hey, Alex, I'm doing well. Hopefully you are too, my friend. Hank's checking in. Let's see here. Oh, I cannot read anymore, man. My eyes. I got to give me some glasses again. Is that Tig? Is that Tig? DWA? Or no, Tagawa. Ah, okay. There we go. I think I read it now. Hey there. Good to see you checking in from London. I love it. Scott's here as well. He says, I needed that speech today. Man, I'm glad. I'm glad. Because remember, guys, when you're over here with TWC, it isn't just about how to trade. It's about understanding why markets move like they do. And in understanding markets, that means understanding people. And understanding people means understanding yourself. I keep telling you guys, if you understand who you are, and if you go at life with gusto, with belief in the fact that you can do the things that you want to do, and you're not afraid of putting together the hard work that it takes, but also setting up the plan and doing it intelligently, it will transfer to trading. If, however, you live the other way, it's going to make trading very, very difficult. Trading is just an extension of the way you look at your everyday life, guys. I promise you, it is just an extension of the way you look at your everyday life. So, if you find yourself right now going, man, he's talking down to me, you know, I guess, yeah, the world's against me and everything. I'm not. I'm trying to tell you, listen, you can do more than what you believe you can do. You can. This is why if you guys ever go into the military, you know, they push you, right? They tear you down and then build you back up in boot camp. They get you, they push you harder than you believe, than maybe you've probably ever been pushed in your life, because that forces you to overcome, to adapt. And you can, and they do, and you do, and you are a better person for it. It's all up here, guys. It's all up here. Whether you believe you can or you can't, you are correct. So let's believe we can and work on it, right? All right. Let's see here. Let me see here. Kimozabi, what's up, man? AMC looks like a devil's tower, Common Man says. About to get wrecked and destroy the apes. Just my 2 cents. Lavatui, what's up, man? He says, enjoy the family time. Just got way too much of that heat week of that last week with my wife's family. Oh, hey, it happens, man. But it's better than the alternative. It's better than the alternative. Not, right? Dowad's here says, let me see here. Oh, okay. It's because your name is Andy Edwards at university, and your mate studying over from the U.S. renamed you to Dowad's, and it stuck. That's awesome, man. I love those kind of stories. I've been a member for a week. There is so much to learn, but the quality is a step apart from everything else. Loving the content, the advice, the motivation I get here. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I really do. You know, I appreciate you saying that. You don't have to, but, you know, of course, it's lets everybody else know that maybe kind of checking in and going, man, because it's hard to part with that money, right? It's hard to, there's so many scams out there, and there's so many idiots out there, and everybody wants to tell you what you want to hear to get you to give them that money because all they care about is getting the money. They don't care if you're successful as a trader. The way I see it, I don't have to be doing this, right? I can be trading, doing just fine, doing a lot better than fine, you know, and not have to do all this other work that I do, but I get so much out of it. It's not altruistic. I get so much out of what I do with our members because when the catch is on, when they get it, when they go, wow, I understand now, man, that makes me feel great. And that's what I do it for. I do it because it makes me feel good. You know, it's not for everybody. Teaching's not for everybody. Man, I love the heck out of it though, because of that. So anyway, here, somebody should edit out the Chris rants and post them separately in the new channel. Chris explains how to adult Traders Edition. Man, it's just life. But anyway, hey, listen, if you like the sounds of what you're hearing here and whatnot, man, we would absolutely love to have you. We got like the absolute greatest group of traders, man. Just such a great community. Most of them have been with us for well over a year and a half. Many of them have been with us for almost 4 years now. We're about to turn 4 in September. And we've still got members from back then that are still with us. And so I think that says something to what we do. Because if we weren't doing what we do, you know, at a good enough degree, you know, there's no reason to continue, you know, paying and staying, right? So there we go. Anyway, enough of this ranting stuff, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to drag it out there, but man, I feel so good today. I'm so excited. I've got family coming in, man. It's been a while since family's been around us here. Because everybody just lives everywhere else in the world. So this is going to be absolutely great. And after you wrote that comment, man, you said AMC pushes in a big, big green candle on the 1 minute. Well, it's only the 1 minute, though, right? How high could it go? Famous last words. Let me see here. What is happening? What's up? This is Howdy from Charlotte, North Carolina. TWC member here for the last couple of weeks. Killer info in the group. Best money I've ever spent. Man, I love it when you guys chime in, man. I appreciate that. Because, again, people are going to, I could just be here telling them whatever they want to hear to get them to pay. But when you guys are coming in saying, listen, I've been here this long, years, and it's still great, or I'm just starting out here and it's blowing me away. I mean, at least then they know that it's not just me saying it. So that's fantastic. Let me see here. Hayden, what's up, man? Always a good stream when we started off with a proper Chris rant. Let's go. Thank you, Bianca. I appreciate you. All right, guys. So let's check it out. Now, unfortunately, I can't keep up the same rah with Bitcoin at the moment. Okay? Contrary to what everybody else is telling you online, guaranteeing it's going down, guaranteeing it's going up, the reality of it is there are no guarantees, guys. Okay? Now, Bitcoin is at this kind of precarious level here. Now, here's what we're looking at. There is the possibility that this was the low here and wave 4 is done. See this black count here? Wave 4 is done, right? We had a good start here, but then petered out after it here. You see this right here? And this makes me nervous about further upside. If we count this, it is possible we've got an A, B, C here. We've got 3 waves up, guys, and we've dropped down below wave B. So using Elliott Wave, technically, if we've got 3 waves up and we've dropped down below this wave here, that most often means that we've got an ABC, which is corrective, which means we're going to new lows. And if we're going to new lows, then all that means is this is wave 1 of 5, which means, again, our target then is the low to mid 20s now, if that is correct, okay? Now, the one other possibility when you have 3 waves up like that is that, and so that's the red count, is this black count here, which suggests a flat correction. Now, a flat says ABC down, which we have. But we have to have an ABC up here, and that's kind of iffy right now. I'm going to be honest with you. It's really easy to count 5 waves up. More like a C. So if you look here, you go, okay, so you go 1, 2, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, that's a real easy. And so if that's 5 waves up, then that's an ABC, and we're probably headed down. Excuse me, hiccups there. And we are probably headed down there to those mid to low 20s. At least, okay? I'm not, I have no control over this, guys. I'm just telling you, when you look at this, this is what this usually means. But if you want to hold off, you can wait till you break down below this swing low here. If you're breaking down below this swing low, I mean, that should tell you all you need to know. You're going down. You're going down, okay? The only way I would suggest that we might be going up is if we break out above this. We have to break out above this swing high here. So if you're waiting to go long, that's your safest entry, would be a breakout above this swing high. Because that would say, okay, 1, A, somehow a B here, with an ABC, and then 5 down here for C. And this makes this flat correction. But again, the only way you confirm that is breaking out above this wave B swing high here. If you can get up there, I think you go ahead and go long. This is a 1, this is 2, and you're headed up. In that case, I don't know. Just with where it is right now, you'd be looking at least for a wave 3 at, right up around here, 41,956 right now. Okay? But until it gets above that level there, this potential ABC is the primary count, is what you should be looking at. All right? Because an ABC is more common than a flat correction. Not saying a flat correction isn't common, it's just that the ABC corrective move, if you have to look at this as 3 waves up, your ABC is going to be more common than your flat. All right? So, that's kind of where we're at, guys. And again, I'm just the messenger here. I'm not trying to be bearish or whatever. Had somebody, oh my gosh, I'm posting my trades, some of the trades I'm taking there in Forex on Twitter. And I had somebody come in there and say, and I mentioned that Euro USD looked like it was potentially finishing wave 4, and it was about to hit the invalidation level that says, hey, it's not going up any higher. Wave 4 is done. Wave 5's in progress, right? And they immediately get on there to inverse, bro, and they're like, look, bear spotted. And I actually had to type in there, you're aware that I'm talking about the exact, that I'm talking about the Euro USD trade right here that I referenced, right? Okay, carry on. I hate social media, guys. I'm telling you. It brings out the laziest and the worst in most people. It does bring out some good, but it's hard to deal with lazy and just downright people that just try to be mean. Man, you know what? You got a choice in life, guys. Every single time you open your mouth, you can choose to be kind or you can choose to be rude. And it's so much easier to choose to be kind, yet so many people, especially online, choose to be rude. Stop. It does so much for who you are as a person. People feel sorry for you, and not in the way that you want them to. Stop looking for attention. If you want attention, do something good. A 3-year-old, a 2-year-old looks for attention any way they can get it. Good, bad, or otherwise. They just want attention. When you act like that online, you are acting exactly like that. And I know this falls on deaf ears for most people. I know. But I've got to try because, man, it's so depressive to see that people choose to act in such a manner. That they choose to tell people that they are really terrible people. That they really don't have, good hearts. At least that's what they're telling them. I don't believe people generally are that way. I just think people tend to be lazy or they want attention. Again, it's all this stuff about not taking control of your life. Anyway, didn't mean to get on there, though. AJ, what's going on, man? Says, what do you think of Motive Wave software? I do have Motive, let me see, Motive Wave. That's the platform, right? I got to remember. I think I've got it. Let me see here. I think I actually have Motive Wave. I'm trying to find it here. Is that it? Yes, I do have it. Yeah. I think you're asking what do I think about it in terms of its auto-generated wave counts. Man, so there's Motive Wave and there's a couple of other sites out there that try to do the same thing. If you don't know Elliott Wave analysis, do not use it. Because it's just software. It's based on programming if then else statements basically, right? So it's limited. And so sometimes on this software, it'll give you something that doesn't make any sense at all. It'll say, okay, it'll have like this right here. And it'll say, okay, it's a triangle. A, B, C, D. Well, we know in a triangle, D is not going to drop below A, or A here, right? C is not going to drop below A. A, B, C. We'll look at it like that way. But it'll do stuff like that. Or, it'll kind of, the counts are limited. Again, it's just, nobody's found out a way to perfect it yet. But if you are pretty adept at Elliott Wave, then it is a good way to get a potential quick start to a chart. And then you have to look back at it and make sure it makes sense. So yeah, I mean, the possibility's there, but you've really just got to be careful with it if that's what you're going to do with it. Let me see here. So yeah. Hey there, Crypto Critical. I can't even say it. There you are. Good to see you, man. But yeah, I went ahead and bought, AJ, I bought that Motive Wave software because it's got a whole bunch of other stuff on it. My brain just went blank. But I went and got the big one, that has everything in it there. Hurst waves and all that kind of stuff in there. Or Hurst cycles. And so, I've got to check it all out and see how it all is there. But yeah, anytime you guys are using auto-generated wave counts, be very, very careful with it. People who are new to Elliott Wave want to do that because they think it's going to make their life easier. But again, there's so many ways in which they're often wrong that if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to be led astray. But if you do know what you're doing, they can be a big help. They can help cut down time you spend analyzing charts. Sure. I'm just kind of catch up with you guys here. If we drop below the 0.7 of wave 1, I'll start one half of a short position with the other half after we get past the wave 4 low. That's Onyx King's plan. Yeah, it's not a bad plan either. 70 is becoming a real good, it's an institutional level, 70.5. So it's a really good level to kind of watch. If you guys follow me, you notice I often mention it. I've got it set up on my fibs here as always, that and the 65 right there. So yeah, stuff on there. Hey there, Spiral Architect, good to see you. Lumber market is still crashing. Yes. Now 50% down from the all-time high. Yeah, I've got it topped out up there. I've got it heading down toward, whatever it was, potentially around 200, 280 or whatever, and then maybe even down, in the hundreds if it hits that 78.6 retracement. Yeah. I don't know about the heat maps or DOM or anything like that on Motive Wave. I just got it, so I've been looking at it. I haven't had a whole bunch of chance to look at it. So I like the layout and everything, and I like that you can kind of connect it to your accounts and all that. Not that I trade off it; I just use it for the feed. I'm still old school. I still choose to trade manually. I know it's weird. Everybody sets their stuff. I like to be involved with my trading. Do I ever use the DOM? Yeah, I use it a lot on Sierra charts when I use that. There, sure. If lumber market falls in the woods and no one is around to hear, it doesn't make a sound. You're a mess. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. If we're going down, here's the thing. Let me zoom out here a bit. Well, yeah, as you can see, the 1 hour is really low down here. So if anything, we're probably getting close to a bounce of some sort, right? Your 1 hour is way down there. You're getting this bullish divergence here on the 15-minute, though the Stochh RSI is sitting kind of up here now, so we could still see it falling further. If we jump out to the 4 hour, 4 hour Stochh RSI is dipped down and oversold. It hasn't quite bottomed out yet, so it's got room to go still. Not a whole lot. Excuse me, not a whole lot to say there on the, we're just south of neutral here on the RSI. Daily, remember daily, we've got this this bullish divergence right here. So the daily still may be the savior overall. And really you can kind of see this whole kind of bullish try here. So as we're getting over here to these lows, even though we've got these strong moves in here, we got them in here. Overall, we're getting lower or higher lows on that daily there, giving us that bullish divergence kind of coming here over the last month or so. And then you have your Stochh RSI, and I'm not a fan of it bouncing just right in here. I would have loved to have seen it come down further. So this leaves me iffy. But we did get a bullish cross, bounce back out. So, your daily says, okay, maybe. But remember, I've told you guys since we were back over here at the beginning of June, I've said, we need to, large picture kind of analysis. We absolutely have to break out impulsively above this daily pivot if you really want to start feeling bullish. And as long as we're below that, we could potentially see lower lows coming in here. Okay? So if we look at the count here right now, let me see here. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Basically, there's two ways of looking at this. We can look at this as being maybe an ending diagonal and done here. And this is a top, and then we're starting down. If we're looking at that, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3, this is a 4, and this is a 5 here or a 5 heading lower. But the problem with this is, if this is 5 down from a top here, then this is only going to be wave A. We're going to have 3 up for wave B and then 5 down for wave C. Now, before you yell at me because you're emotional and you're bullish and you don't want to see it go down like that, understand this is not me just pulling this out of my rear end. This is Elliott Wave. This is the way that markets move. And it works because all it is a visual representation of the way that people move between fear and greed, okay? Markets are not what's the word? They're not erratic. I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of here. Somebody will come up with it. But there's a reason for movement the way it is. So that's the one possibility. And in that case, we're going to see Bitcoin probably heading down towards 16 or 12, as we talked about before. I mean, because you're only getting A here, and then you go 3 up, and then you'll have 5 more back down. Now, the other way we're currently looking at right now is something I was talking about back when we were over here, and I said that we maybe, we were looking at potentially a triangle forming here. And I said if there's a triangle, then there's also the possibility it could be a flat, right? Because they both start out the same. So in this case, we would have an ABC down for A, ABC up for B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and either 5 is done or 5 is going to finish lower. But in this case, once it's done, that's it. That's the bottom, and we're up. Unlike the other one, which the 5 waves would start up here, which means this would just be wave A. Remember, this one over here, wave A is here. Wave B is here, and this would be wave C. But if the end is up here, then this is just wave A, guys. And you're going to get a bounce for 3 waves, and then you'll have 5 more waves lower. Okay? This is what it is. Okay, guys? Now, that said, if we want to look at this another way, if we want to look at this in terms of, let's say, Wyckoff, right? So we'll look at this area here, and we'll say, okay, probably selling climax here. You got the volume. And you got this breakout up here to a secondary, or the automatic rally, I'm sorry. And then we'll come down, down, boom. We'll try and up test. It's lower than the top here. It's lower than that automatic rally, which means we should expect a spring. So now we got a lower low here. It's on higher volume here, but the volume, even though it's a spike of volume, it is less than the volume that we came in here. And that's what you want to see. You had a lot of interest down here. That was that big volume. Lesser interest overall down here. And that's what you want to see. You want to see that lesser interest as it drops, because that tells you that price will then just be heading back up. Okay? But here's the thing. If this is going to be a spring right here, what you need to get above is the last point where you had the drop below, the last point it tried to rally. So this was the last point at which it tried to rally here. This is that swing high up there of 36,112. So we would need to pop above that to confirm this spring here. And as you can see, we're not yet. By the way, this is a very ugly daily candle right here. This is a three candle rally here. So as far as the daily goes, I don't know that I'd even call it a trend. It's a very short, very, very short trend. But the problem is you've got this huge bearish engulfing candle forming here. Now we've still got another, 6 hours or so till the end of the day, till the daily close here. And so anything can happen on this. But right now it's really printing a bearish engulfing. Now, as I always tell you though, bearish engulfing is not necessarily by itself a reversal candle. You need to see follow through afterward, heading lower. Another decent sized supply candle coming out afterward. Okay? So it could just be a pause, like I said, in terms of the idea of a flat printing, and then head up higher. Okay? So these are all the things we're kind of looking at. And you go, but Chris, man, I came here for you to tell me what's going to happen. I mean, well, technically I am. I'm telling you what's going to happen depending on what happens. But this is more often what trading is, guys. It is not about knowing definitely where price is at any particular time. It's about putting 2 and 2 together and trying to get 4. Maybe you're getting 3.5. Maybe you're getting 3.8. But you're trying to get to that 4. And every time something a little bit different happens there, you might be getting 3.8, 3.9, and then 4, right? So it's the idea that you're building up a confluence of reasons to support your potential position. But you have to know where you're going to be invalidated. And you have to understand what's going to happen if you invalidate. So again, if we dropping down below this swing low here, that definitely says this is wave 1 of the 5th wave here. And so if that's wave 1 of the 5th wave, then we're probably, I'm looking right here around 24,000 right here at the EQ of this daily demand structure here. And as you can see, there's also a high volume node right there. But you will also notice, if you pay attention, that this large high volume node is down here around 19,000. So the idea is if we lose this swing low, or this high volume node here, we're likely hitting this 18 to 19,000 area right here. But the good point about that is, as you can see here, that's a lot of interest in there comparatively, right? This is bigger than even what we had up here. The next thing bigger is down here around, 11, 12,000. We've talked about that depending on what goes on here, right? So that's the way I'd look for it. If we're breaking down below that swing low here, below this 28,900 or whatever, or yeah, I guess that's maybe what it is. What is it here? 28,816 or so here on Kraken. If we're dropping below that, you can look for maybe a bounce right here at this first EQ here, right around 27,000. But I think we're ultimately headed down here around 23 to 24,000. And again, if you continue to break down below that, then we're looking down here at 18 to 19. I know, we don't want to hear that, right? But the other thing is it's a great buying opportunity down there. But again, even that, it doesn't guarantee that we're done because it depends on, and there, as I've been showing you guys as we've coming up here, there's a couple of different counts you can look at on this move up. This could be a top here, which again just gives you 5 down for A, 3 up for B, and then 5 more down for C. Or it's this kind of flat correction here, which says 3, and then A, B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, either 5 there or working on 5 lower down. Okay? Let me kind of catch up with you guys here. Excuse me. At which point does MSTR implode? I don't know, Jason, what their average cost is. I think it's somewhere, I think maybe it's 28 or 34,000. Somebody else might know. But yeah, it doesn't look good if it gets down there, right? It looks really bad on him. So, but, does he sell? I don't know. Again, I think as a business person, if you're going in deep like that, man, if you lose that, that just looks so bad on you as a business person. And how do you get people to then invest with you again, you're taking a big risk here. He absolutely needs Bitcoin to continue higher. He needs it, which is like most retail, right? Most retail get in, they don't really know what they're doing, but they know that if they're going to buy, it has to go up because they don't know what they're doing, right? You need it to go up. You need it to be profitable, right? You go in with more money than you have, or more money than you should, you need it to go up. I think he's kind of doing the same thing, unfortunately. I see a lot of similarities between what he's doing right now and what he did when we came up to the .com bubble top. And I don't hate Saylor or anything. It takes risk to be successful in business. But based on what he's doing right now, I'm not convinced that he's learned anything from 2001. There's some interesting articles you guys can find online where he was interviewed after all that back in 2001. And you'll see like a lot of people in his position, he's got a grand view of self, it's hard for him to believe that he could fail. It's usually going to be somebody else's problem. It's somebody else's reason for doing, that he failed kind of idea. But, a lot of people that are in a position of that same kind of way, But you need people in that position that are kind of in that way because you need them to believe in what they're doing and push their employees to make these things happen. It all depends on how you look at it. But I don't necessarily think he's doing the best thing he could be doing for his company. Bitcoin absolutely has to go higher. Otherwise, he's hurting bad. He loses a lot of not just money and whatnot, but he loses a lot of credibility in what he does. So yeah. Will he be forced to liquidate? Jason wants to know. So, he bought the Bitcoin with company debt. He issued company debt is what he did. Junk bonds. He'll be forced to liquidate if he can't make the payments on that debt. That's the best way to explain it. So he's not going to be just because price drops below, he has to sell. He's going to have to sell if he can't make the payments on the debt. That's where he's going to have to sell. Okay. Let me see here. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to catch up with y'all. Patri, what's going on? He says around 26,000 is the average buy for MicroStrategy. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking it was somewhere right around there. Lavo, you said you think people are confusing me for a bear because of my beard. Might want to give it a shave. Psych. Do you want to short this move or do you want to put the bids at 23K? I mean, if I'm trading it and we break down below the swing low here, I don't see much reason not to short. I mean, again, the breakdown there says we're headed down. So, I mean, it could always be, the waves don't have to extend like they fully do. If they do, you're looking at 18,000 is where you would get your wave 5 of 5. But they can be shorter. You had a big move down here. So you can have a short move over here where, you get like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, it just hits this, maybe this S1, daily S1 pivot area here at around 24.8. It could do that. But, again, you can only base it on what you normally do. Now, and so if you do this, and this is wave 2 right here, if this is wave 1 of 5, and this is wave 2 up here, well, as you can see, actually, man, you're getting way down there. I got to change this because it's such a big movement. I got to change it to fibs based on a log scale here. That gives you a wave 3 right here about 19.9 and a wave 5 up here at about 17.370. Wave 5 makes sense. It ends up right here, so it makes sense. I don't think we're going to extend fully here. I think, like I said, it might be a shorter 3, a shorter 5 to get down there. But based on other things that I do, looking at these, at the pivot and these demand structures here, the EQs. So I'm really looking at potentially, S1 here at 24,850 or so, and then down here at maybe 23,100. And then if it keeps on going below that, then maybe down here at 18 to 19. That's kind of really the way I'm looking at this moving down. And I would say, you know what? I would say the trend here is down. So it's an easier trade to trade in the direction of the trend. So you short versus trying to catch the bottom, trying to, knife catch. Because again, if it breaks down, if you're trying to just set a bid here at 23 and it continues down to 18 or 19, especially if you're using leverage, that's probably going to knock you out, right? But even buying spot, you're getting in a lot higher than you have to, right? You're getting in 25, 30% higher than where you would need to get in, right? So, I mean, you have to take all those things into consideration. But generally in trading, it's easiest and most successful to trade in the direction of the trend on the time frame you're on. So if you're looking at the daily and trading off that, the trend is down. So you should be looking to head to short more than to long until you get confirmation that the bottom's in and it's heading back up. Yeah. Let me kind of catch up with you guys. Man, you guys are chatting up here. Let me get rid of some of these idiots here. No, I don't want to be famous. God, I can't believe... Can you believe a business structure that does this, a business strategy that does this? I mean, how awful. It's like people that come on Twitter and they act like idiots. They act like jerks just because they can. And you get that same bad taste in your mouth when you see people like this. I don't know how you think this is actually going to make your business any better. It's so stupid. So childish. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Sorry, guys. I've got strong feelings about being an adult and about being a good person. Yeah, a lot of online doesn't follow that, unfortunately. Let's see here. Yeah, thanks, Bill. I saw that. The idiots are in Twitch. I've got to somehow get some Twitch hammers out there for you guys. Maybe I can do that next Tuesday or whatever, the beginning of the show. Hey there, Gotta. Good to see you. Why do I choose to chart Bitcoin on Kraken data? It's just a chart. Contrary to what, people are going to try and tell you out there, whether you're trading on Kraken or whether you're trading on Phoenix or whether you're trading on Coinbase or whether you're trading on Buy, it doesn't matter, guys. The market's all going to go in the same direction. It's not like you're going to get some seriously different, thing on one than you will on the other. They're all headed in the same direction. So it really doesn't matter where you chart it. Just know that, okay? I say that because I know a lot of people out there saying, oh, you need to chart on this or that. No, you don't. That's a bunch of nonsense. So mine is, I've charted throughout this year. I think I've charted on Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, and I think maybe it was Bitstamp. I think I've charted so far this year. It's just the last, I guess, probably a few months, I've just been on Kraken and it's been there, and I haven't felt like starting a new chart somewhere else. So yeah. I can add points for viewing, and then you can use those points to ban. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm going to check that up. I'm going to read up on that and figure out what that means. If I can do that, man, I'll give you guys kudos points for watching. You can use it to ban. As long as you don't go banning each other. Then I'd be really sad about that. Somebody come in and act like an idiot like that, right? Hey, what's going on, Diego? It says, have you considered a possible leading diagonal from the 20-second swing low? This right here? Well, yeah, that was the count there. Yeah. That was this right here. Unless you're talking about maybe like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, my problem though is the count here. Again, you can get a 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Except you have this 1 here. So maybe you can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then you can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Again, you know, that is a leading diagonal. It's so, waves 3 and 5 are so small compared to wave 1 that it really makes me iffy on it as that. It really does. But, you know, I guess it's possible. In either case, price has to still get above this swing high up here. Oh, by the way, this yellow box here, guys, for Discord a few days back. Yeah, probably the 23rd or something like that, 24th. Yeah, right down around here. I gave them this right here as the target area for the advance if it's an ABC. And that's actually where we hit, and then we're back off down here, so yeah. Cue the action. It's the black count is the one. You can zoom. You can rewind the show here, or look at it later. And you know, I already went over all that. Yeah. Let me see here. Let's see here. Sean saying shorts on Bitcoin shot up in the last 24 hours. I think they may have something to do with the expiry that's happening today across, you know, the different markets. CME's later, or CME actually already happened, I think. Yeah, I think it may be that because if you were looking at those options expiries there, I don't think there were any calls at 36. I don't think there was anything around 36, which means you know, I mean, if you're looking at that, it really kind of weighs a lot toward probably headed lower toward those mid-20s where you have those calls. And that might be why we saw the shorts shoot up there, if that just happened today. Yeah. Hey there, Devin. Good to see you. Let me see here. So anyway, so this is what we're kind of looking at here. Let me jump on here real quick, guys, to the DXY. Let me see here. So DXY, man, you know, I don't know. This is awful close to this invalidation level right here. So I've got this 3 and this 4 here, right around the 38.2. You see it's right above it. And then I've got a potential, you know, kind of like Bitcoin. We've got this, you know, this 1 with this ABC down, ABC up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you maybe have a flat, expanded flat type correction here. But price is going to have to break out above this swing high to really kind of say, okay, yeah, probably. But even then, I'm not so sure. I mean, this has dropped back so far. But this has been a great run here this morning up to the pivot. This right here. Now, if I'm looking at this, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 right here. So to me, you know, again, and we're topped out over here on the 15-minute. So I think we may see, you know, DXY here pull back toward this S1 pivot area. You know, the 50% is right below it there at 91.67. It can pull back further. You got 78.6 down here around 91.6, 91.58, right around this area. But I mean, if I'm looking at this, if I'm honest, this looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 here, potentially. So we get that pullback. So that would be a 1, 2, and then you have 3 and heading back up higher. And again, as I continue to tell you guys, if DXY is continuing higher, Bitcoin's going to have a lot of trouble going up. I mean, look at this decline right here this morning. And then look at the DXY's move up this morning. See that? Though it's not been the whole thing, this is the DXY area right here. It was already coming down prior, though. But this is what I tell you. Things don't move exactly when the DXY moves. Because people have to decide that they're going to get in or out, you know, in a position. So you know, often your other things, Bitcoin, stocks, whatever, are going to lag what's going on with the dollar. The dollar is the signal, and then they decide how much they're willing to take on that dollar movement before they give up whatever they may be doing that goes against it on the other assets. So yeah. Let me see here. Where do I see this current leg ending? WRT, the hourly. I don't know what WRT means, man. I'm sorry. I think you're talking about on Bitcoin here, right? On this one. Again, you know, we've come to this swing low here, and usually your first wave will end around that first swing, you know, the first swing low or the first swing high. And seeing how deep this is here on the 1 hour, here on the 15 minutes, got a bit of bullish divergence here. Dipping down into oversold now with the Stochh RSI. Strong volume coming up. Look at this right here. Let me kind of pull this down here a bit. But look at these two spikes right here. So you've got this spike of volume here on this very large, closed almost at the bottom, very large supply candle, right? But look at the next one. Just a little bit more volume, and it completely reverses. So no more selling. Demand is somewhat in control in this one with just a little bit more. So it exerted just a little bit more effort, but got a ton more response out of it. You know, they did a lot better with just this little bit extra. Completely reversed that. So there's a good possibility this may be the bottom or near it, at least for a bounce. But if this thing's going to bounce, it's likely, if it's only going to bounce, it's likely just going to target this area right here on the 15-minute, the pivot. You see all this supply right here? This is your supply structure right here, and it's right here at the pivot. So I would expect maybe 3 waves up to this area. And if we see that and then it gets rejected and drops below here, I would tell y'all that most likely this is an ABC and we're headed below. Can't guarantee it, but the odds are significantly increased that it is. Now, if it pushes up through here and continues up through the pivot and above that swing high, then again, then we look at this as maybe, you know, a 1, and then a 2 is a flat, and then a 3. The other thing, though, is still that we could also look at this as an A, and then a flat for B, and then a C still. So it's not necessarily we're definitely, this is why I told you guys earlier, you can't guarantee what's going to happen. There's no guarantees in trading. And so a breakout above here keeps the black count alive, but it doesn't guarantee that this isn't just wave B as a flat, and then wave C still to go up here toward, you know, oh, I guess I took that off. You know, up here toward this area, 78.6 or whatever, up there. So this big red one is the wave 2 channel resistance. The big wave 2 coming off that all-time high. So, you know, generally a breakout above that, you'd usually be feeling pretty good about as far as being more bullish, but still doesn't guarantee it. You've got to get above the swing high up here, as I said, guys. You got to get above the swing high to say, okay, you know, the red count's out, this is the bottom, and we're heading up. Until that point, there's still the possibility that, you know, they could just be C playing out and then drop back down. Yeah. Oh, WRT with regard to. Hey, I appreciate that, man. I didn't know that that 3-letter thing there. Now I know. Let me see here. Jason says, NASDAQ looks exhausted. If the 10-year and daily Or if the 10-year and DXY really start to rally, I think it rolls over pretty hard. Yeah, again, we track that a couple of times a day over at TWC. And yeah, I agree with you. But, we definitely need to see it break down. Until it does, as we continue to see, it'll keep pushing higher here. Let me see here. Here's the NASDAQ right now. And so, we just went above the all-time high here. This is possible that we've got an ABC as a 1 and then a 2 and then an ABC as a 3 hidden there, 4. And then we get an ABC 5. If that's playing out, we'll probably see price targeting up here, in the upper 14,000s. But there's no guarantee on any of that. Yeah, this is just trying to figure it out based on the count and what's going on right now. If I was to see price drop down below this wave 4 right here, which is labeled as wave 4 right there, I would start getting cautious about further upside. If it drops below this one here, this wave 2 swing low that I've got here, to me, that would say I think price is probably headed to a new low and it's done moving up, in which case then I guess this would probably be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as an ending diagonal here and drop it through that. And then what we want to see is we definitely want to see a breakdown below this swing low right here in about 13,000 area. It's all about steps. It's all about taking, as they come, especially when you're trying to get a reversal. Everybody thinks you have to have blow-off tops because that's what they're used to, with crypto, right? But I think that's going to end up catching a lot of people off guard if we don't do that. Again, if this is the top here on Bitcoin, if this is the top, those of you who have followed me back here, I was warning you that this was a top of some sort probably coming up. I said, laser eyes, diamond hands, all this stupid stuff being, parody or being passed around on social media. These are usually clues that the top is in of some sort, whether it's, a long-term or shorter-term top. It's usually in. We had that happening there. I also, many times in this area, I said, listen, yeah, we usually have blow-off tops, but that doesn't mean you need to have a blow-off top. We can have a rounded top. And I said, if we did that, that would probably hurt people a lot more because they're not expecting that as a top. So, just some thoughts that we had up there, that people obviously laughed at me and called me names quite a bit about. You guys can be so mean online. Glad I got thick skin. But, honestly, I know none of you guys are going to do that, right? But if you do, or if you ever have a feeling to just be really mean to somebody, just understand, a lot of people don't have that type of thick skin. And you may play some part in something bad happening to them. And you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your life. Yes, it's their choice to do whatever they may do. But make no mistake, you had a very significant part in that with your bullying. Bullying is something I'm very much against. It seems to be prevalent online, especially in crypto Twitter, but online in general. People, hide behind their fake names and their fake profiles online and think that they can get away with anything. I saw something passed around the other day and said, the problem with people today is they ain't been hit in the mouth yet for saying the things that they do. And that's really the way it is. I'm old enough to remember before we had computers and all this. I'm sure some of my other friends here, Bill, remember as well. And if you mouthed off, you did it in person, you were likely to get laid out. And I don't think a lot of the young people today get that. They think that they can just go on and do what they want to do, how they want to do it with no recourse. And it's a sad state of being, guys. And maybe I'm really a lot more about the whole bullying thing because, I've got a son. And thankfully I raised him to have this strong self-worth and whatnot. But it's still, man, why would you choose to be such a parasite on the planet? Such a terrible waste of space. When you can choose to instead say something nice and maybe be the cause of somebody having a better day. You don't know what people are going through, man. And I'll tell you what, if you don't know after this last year, with the pandemic and everything else that's going on, and you can't fathom how somebody could be having a really tough time, man, I've got mean things I could say, but it's not worth it. I just, guys, in life, in the markets, be mindful of what you do and what you say and how you act and the steps that you take. Don't set yourself up to be that person. Because if you're lucky, when you get older, you're going to be embarrassed. I mean, beyond embarrassed to have acted in such a manner. But if you're acting that way, you might not get too much older. Life has a way of kind of turning things around, people say karma. I just think that if you act a certain way, you're going to draw people to you that are of that same nature. And so if you're acting like a poor excuse for a human being, those are the kind of people that you're going to attract to you. And there's always somebody bigger and badder or crazier, Anyway, again, guys, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get off on that tangent there, but I believe if what I said there just changes one person's way of thinking for the better, then to me it's worth it. All right? We do what we can in this world one person at a time. Don't ever forget that. What's going on, Lamb? Good to see you, man. Smack in the mouth, read those Nikes. As we jump over here again, looking at, what we are here, and then, of course, talking back about the NASDAQ. And this is the composite, guys. This isn't the NASDAQ 100, just so you're aware. This is the NASDAQ composite. So, I'm giving it room to continue proving itself. But, again, if we're dropping through these levels, that starts adding confidence to the idea that maybe the top's in there. And as I told you before, I told you, God, months and months and months ago, that watch the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's what's leading, because with all this extra money that's out there, all this liquidity that's out there, and people trying to find places to put it, they're putting it in tech. And NASDAQ is very tech heavy. That's why NASDAQ has continued to lead the move up. It makes these new highs before everybody else, right? So when you see the NASDAQ reverse, do a strong reversal, be aware that the other ones are probably going to follow after it. And the NASDAQ itself, even though it's tech heavy, it's really just dominated by a few companies. So if any of those few companies starts to falter, you're going to see the NASDAQ itself start to stumble. All right? You've got stocks moving up on less and less breadth, which means less and less companies are helping to push it up. And so that tells you, that a top's likely coming in, but it doesn't tell you when. People like to say that the market can stay irrational longer than you can stay liquid. And that's true. So, when I'm out here and I say, listen, we're looking at this target, I'm always telling you, but listen, if it does this other thing, then we're looking the other way, Or if it continues beyond there, then we'll look at this target next, and then we'll reset the count. I've always got another count in my head. Like I said right here, if this turns out to be the top and it comes down, like I said, we're getting through these levels, I'm looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 probably. Rather than an ABC as a 1, 2, ABC as a 3, 4, ABC as a 5. So this would be, they'd still have to be ABCs, but you'd be like an ABC is 1, 2, ABC is 3, 4, and then maybe A, B, and C is extended here for 5. So I've always got another count, and that's why I always give you those other levels to look at, guys. It isn't about being indecisive. It's about saying, listen, I'm in front of you here just twice a week. If something happens before the next time I see you, you've got a heads up of some levels to watch and things to watch for. Or, you could always just join us over at TWC and you'll get it every day. But there is what it is. Let me see here. Charles, what's going on, man? Charles Bass. He says, hey, guys, Bitfinex volume seems really strange. Fat sell walls. Last time we saw higher volume was during the 40 to 30 crash around the 18th of May. So any interpretation on this? Again, everything is looking... All right, so here's the best way to look at this, guys. This is your dominant trend. This is your market structure. It's bearish. High, low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay? As long as that remains in play, your default thought should be that price is going to continue lower. So when you see things with the volume, or you see things with the option expiries, or you see things with the shorts loading up on Phoenix, all these things, you know, could be related to that. All right? Trade in the direction of the trend until it's no longer going that way. But that just means whatever time frame you're on. If you're trading the 15-minute and it's, you know, its trend is up, well, you want to trade up on that. You want to buy your dips. But if you're trading the daily, I mean, the way that you limit your amount of losses and you increase your overall profitability is you just trade in the direction of the trend. So you want to short the bounces on the daily. But you also have to have a larger swing, you know, a stop loss, because your swings are going to be larger. But trade in the direction of the trend. You can look for reasons why it may reverse. But again, if you make it a habit of just trading in the direction of whatever time frame trend, whatever trends on the time frame you're on, you're going to be a lot more successful. You get in a lot of problems trying to trade the corrections, because the corrections can get all wonky and get crazy. If you're trading the direction of the trend, it's pretty straightforward. Easy moves down, easy moves down, easy moves down, right? The corrections are these overlapping things here. And so most traders, trading the direction is fine. They make money, and then they lose it all, and sometimes more in the corrections. So just trade in the direction of the trend. It's the best thing that you can do, you know, to help you not make as many bad trades as you might normally do. Let me see here. Let me kind of catch up with you guys here. Your whole whale account of $100. And I love you guys, man. You guys make this so much fun. Thank you for being the awesome people that you are. Seriously. You know, I get some flack sometimes because this is me, man. You know, I'm very appreciative of good people. You know, I believe that our relationships with people are you know, the most important thing in the world. And so when I get this great feedback, just this great vibe from people, man, I can't help but just feel just absolutely fantastic with it. And I really appreciate that. So thank you guys. But, you know, some people aren't used to that, and they go, oh, you're so terrible. Oh, let me tell you real quick, guys. Back in the day when I first started doing this, so I started doing without video, just the charts back around February of 2018, I believe. Okay. And then a few months later, I started doing the video as well. You know, this is all because of Scott Melker. He pushed me to do even the videos at all, and then the videos with the face on it and everything, right? So I will forever remember this one comment I got. Somebody commented on there and said, you know what? We can tell you're fake. You don't really mean this, you know, in the way you're acting, whatever. And I was so taken aback by that. And I really did a real deep soul search, because I was like, what am I doing that would make somebody think that? Because that's not at all how it is. But that really affected me in a really bad way. I felt awful about somebody actually believing that. And, you know, to this day, I'll never know if he was just being a jerk or if he was being honest. But if he was being honest, it really blew me away. I couldn't figure out how somebody could actually believe that I didn't mean these things I say, or that I didn't feel this way that I feel when I do. So, you know, it's kind of crazy thing. It just happened to remind me of that. That's why I shared it, because y'all are awesome. But yeah, that was a crazy time. Haven't changed anything since then about how I am as a person, though, so that's the good thing. Still the same great, lovable guy I was. Looks like we're getting a bit. It looks like we're trying to find some support on the S1 right here on the Bitcoin there. So we'll see. Bianca says, just to remember that the good people always outnumber the bad. They're just less loud. I believe so too. I believe that everybody pretty much, you know, is just genuinely good. I don't think anybody is really genuinely evil. I think those that are, I think what it is there's a chemical imbalance in their brain. And that's all it is. I think by nature, everything else being as it is, I think people are good-hearted people by nature. I think we're lazy. I think people are lazy. And they're prone to doing things the easier way, and sometimes that hurts other people, but they don't do it most of the time necessarily to hurt somebody else unless there's some kind of chemical imbalance in the brain. Yeah. that's the whole, MS in psychology that I have talking out there. But yeah. Denny, what's up, man? I remember watching you back then and could tell right away you were the real deal, but I was biased against Elliott Wave, so it took me a while to come around. I'm glad you did, man. Again, a lot of people get biased against Elliott Wave because there's so much bad Elliott Wave analysis out there. Because it's nothing that you learn overnight. It takes a while to get good at it. And even when you're good at it, you're still going to be wrong. And then people who come in think that it's just about telling you exactly where price is going to go, rather than understanding the real benefit of Elliott Wave is it lets you know what is the trend. And then once you know the trend, you can just jump in, right? But if you think it's the trend and it comes back, it's got a specific invalidation level. And when it goes beyond that, that's not the trend. Get the heck out. But again, the way in which it's applied, like most things in crypto Twitter, is really poor. And I think that's why people get such a bad taste for Elliott Wave, which is unfortunate. Or even Wyckoff. Heck, any of these ways, to trade. People don't take the time to do it. No, I was biased against doing it as much as I do it now publicly because it takes so much more effort than what I was doing previously. Wasn't ever biased against it, just biased against trying to do it on a daily basis for what I was doing with work, because it takes so much more work to do it, because there's so much more stuff you have to watch rather than simple, levels of support and resistance and whatnot. But I got more and more doing this for y'all because that was what people seem to really want. So, we go with what people are doing. But I still talk about, again, as we talked about right here, if you're looking at this in terms of Wyckoff, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test, up thrust, which failed. It stayed below the automatic rally up here. Then it dropped down here for what appears to potentially be a spring. We call it a secondary test in phase B. Anytime you're dropping below the range low, it's a spring, though. We just give it a little bit different terminology over the years. And again, if this is, then we need to see a breakout above this last attempt to rally, which was this one right here at 36.112 and 20 cents. We got to get above that, and then that should confirm this as a spring and heading back up. In which case, then the black count would be likely correct and we'd continue higher. So, no matter however you want to look at it, it's there for it for sure. Hey, Charles, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, sir. Yeah, if you do it poorly, Hank says it's dangerous, especially if you don't understand the importance of the invalidation level. Something I talked about, let me stop here real quick. Something I talked real passionately about yesterday during our Elliott Wave live stream for Tier 3 members is stop losses. And stop losses are very important, but they're not important for the reasons you think. Most of y'all probably think that stop losses are there to save you money, right? Isn't that right? That's not what they're there to do. But that's what, even some of these, man, I've got books on my shelf, trading books that have been bestsellers where the person doing this has been kind of successful and whatever. And they're sitting there telling you that stop losses are to save you money. They're not. Your risk management is there to save your money. Your stop loss, and it's imperative you understand what I'm saying here. Your stop loss is there to tell you that you are going the wrong way in the trade. It is there to tell you that you are wrong. It is there to tell you that if price drops through or pushes through that stop loss level, then the reason you entered the trade is no longer valid and get the heck out. And you use your entry and your stop loss levels to determine your trading size within the ideas of, the 1% rule. That's your risk management. That's what saves you the money. Your stop loss is part of that to get that, but your stop loss by itself is just a notification that the reason that you entered the trade is no longer valid and you need to be out. Doesn't matter what happens after. You need to be out. It could just drop 10 cents below and then shoot up. It doesn't matter. The reason you were in the trade has been invalidated. Get out. That is what your stop loss is for. Okay? That's why this whole idea of moving it up, some people, new traders, they think, okay, well, I'm going to have my stop loss here, and if I break out, then I'm going to move it up to my breakout point. So if it comes back against me, I just won't lose any money. Well, first of all, you're going to lose your trading fees, of course, and whatever. But the other thing is often you'll have a breakdown back into your range before it really takes off. And so most of the time what that does is it knocks you out and then price takes off. And had you just left your stop loss where it was, you would have been fine. And you would have been making money. Okay? All right. So just understand, it may seem like a nuanced thing that I said about stop losses, but that is the long and short of it. That is what a stop loss is for. And you need to wrap your head around that. So that way then you can more effectively set up your risk management, because your risk management is what actually saves your rear end, saves your money, okay? All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? We've got... I guess we can go ahead and look right here at what's going on with oil, man. Oil just keeps on pushing up a bit. I'll be honest with you. I'm just like, dude, come on. Let's see here. So here's what I've got with oil at the moment here. Let's see. Is this the right one? 621. Yeah, that's the right one. A lot of things fired up this morning. That's what it is. It's this. When I did the update earlier this morning, we were right around here. This thing's fired back up, though. So again, it's just more of potentially subdivisions here. It looks like we've got... There's an argument for an ABC or maybe a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. A, B, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's a pretty big drop right here. That's a heck of a candle. Look at this candle right here. On that 1 hour right there. It's a heck of a candle. Let me see here. So if I'm looking at that... Oh, let me get a mother chart over here. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I see what I did. I'm fine here. I've got it subdivided. Never mind. I was thinking that I was still on this one right here. But I didn't. I've got it subdivided here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gives us a 1 of the wave 5. And so here's the thing. Depending on how this goes right here, if we were to fully extend this out, so if this is your wave 1 right here of 5, this is your wave 2, then that gives us this wave 3 up here. There we go. Up there around that almost, it's 79.5. But again, if this is a wave 5, it may be a shorter wave 3, a shorter wave 5, shorter wave 3 and 4 and 5 heading up there. I'm just trying to see if there's something else I can see here. Yeah, so you got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading diagonal there. Actually, you know what? That can't be a leading diagonal because you got an ending diagonal here. Oh, wait, yeah, it can. I'm sorry. This is wave 5. Nope, no, this is wave 1. No, it can't. I'm trying to see if maybe there's an ABC here. Maybe like an A, B, and then 1 flat is a 2, 3, 4, 5. So it gives us an ABC, which means we have this ending diagonal maybe going on. And if we do, then this may be A, this may be B, we may be getting a C here. So we may actually end up potentially closer to around maybe up here at this R3 pivot. I think this may be an A and this may be a B. And then this is 1, 2 as a flat, 3. Well, then this would be 3 up here. 4 down, and then 5 is an ending diagonal here. And that gets us 1, and then 2 here, and then again A, B, and maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get us C a little bit higher. Yeah, so I would say if you're interested in oil, I'd be watching probably the 76 area. See if you can get a rejection off there and have it come back down, and see if you got an ABC up for 1, 2, ABC for 3, 4, ABC for 5 to get you this ending diagonal going on. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm gonna catch up with you guys here. Yeah, so that's what I think. That's what I think when we're looking there on that. I think we may be getting that that ending diagonal going on there. I think it's probably a pretty good interpretation. I think of that. I'm looking at that right now. Yeah. I'm going to go with that. I think I'm going to go A, B, and then C, and then down here, and potentially A, B, and working on a C here. So we'll see how that plays out. In either case, I think overall we've still got higher high to go as we pull back here. But it's going to take a breakout above. If we don't break out above this swing high here, we're pretty close, which means the odds are we will. But if we were just to get rejected here and drop back on down, this would just be wave 5 here instead of wave 1 of 5. And we just keep this count as it is. And then we look for wave B to hit this target box down here at around 69.5 to about 70.5 area there. That's your look for the initial wave B target. That's the 38.2 to 50% area, I believe. Or 23.6 to 38.2. It's right around the 38.2 area. So that would be the initial target on wave B for that. Let me see here. If we look at gold, well, you know what? Let's look at silver. I know you guys probably in this whole silver thing right now, right? There we go. So moving this up here, I've got a wave 4 target up here of the pivot area right around 26.6 or so. So making this breakout here probably sets it up. But if you're dropping back down below this swing low right here, 25.735, that should be wave 4 is done, and wave 5 down here around 24.5 initial target, and secondary target down here around 24.12 on that. But, you know, again, remember, the big picture, I've talked before about the possibility, the bullish possibility here. Remember, we're looking at this right here. But the bullish possibility is that this was A. See, right now I've got this as this was A, this was B, and this was C to finish wave B up off here of the bigger count, which meant wave C coming down, right? But there's the possibility maybe this is A, and then this is A, B, C, D, and this is potentially E, or even further down. So B is a triangle, and in that case, you'd look for wave C to head up to around $35, $36, okay? But if this price drops down below this swing low right here, $23.74, that invalidates that triangle. This is not A, B, C, D, E then, because you drop down below C and you can't have that. So we're still going to kind of watch that until we can do that, all right? However, here's the one thing that kind of throws me off. If we look at this in terms of Wyckoff, where does your volume spike happen? The volume spike happens at the very top, at the highest point. That's where most of the volume came in. Not a very large candle overall, especially candle spread. And then look what followed, right? This happening up here tells you that there's a ton of supply that came in this area. And you're not getting similar. You're getting some spikes on the bottom, but not anywhere near what you had up here. So, you know, again, you get your buying climax, you get your automatic reaction down here, and then you get this up thrust, and you just drop down, you just move up. And so this is where we kind of see. So this is the one big thing that really keeps me looking at this is maybe distribution in this area here. It doesn't guarantee it, but that is a significant bit of volume that came up right here at the very top. And so that big, huge volume that came into the very top tells you that you had a ton of supply coming in. Because following right after it, it went well down the other side. Look at that. The volume's just a bit more than half of the previous volume, and you completely turned that around. Demand in control, supply very much in control, and clear, closing near the lows there. That's a huge bit of supply that came in that area. So yeah, so I'm kind of watching that as we play this out. But Elliott Wave says maybe a triangle here. So if we get a drop below that swing low right there at 23.74, we should invalidate that triangle. Should likely head lower on that. Okay. Let me see here. Dado, what's up, man? You fell asleep waiting for the stream to start. Man, you got to get better hours, buddy. Don't kill yourself staying up so late all the time, man. And so, you know, what we've had here, if you guys have been following silver and gold lately, you've noticed that gold has been lagging silver, right? So gold, let me kind of get this back down to where it was. Yeah. There we go. So yeah, so kind of locally here, still looking either way to get further moved down there. And this is just 5 of 3 per my count here. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gets you 1, 2, 3, 4 will come back up to this area here, and then 5 will head back lower down here. You know, as that plays out for silver there. But gold, I mean, you can look at silver made a new higher, just a slightly higher high here, peaked out above, right? Gold, not quite the same. Gold's high is right here, but it's tried. It just keeps getting rejected right here at this range, at this local range resistance here. This is the 4 hour. Look at that. They have huge bearish engulfing 4 hour candle on there right now. So wave 4 may be done. It's maybe A, B, C, and done already here. And then I'm looking for a minimum wave 5 here of 17.05 and 40 cents. If you're getting below 15.88 or so down there, I think that really says that your big picture on the on gold is really, you know, headed down lower here. I think so. Oh man, what happened to my count here? It disappeared. Holy crud. Well, those of you that haven't seen before, I had all this counted out. I don't know what the heck happened to the I must have, I don't know. How the heck does that happen? I'm going to have to go back here and recount this again. Anyway, yeah, so, you know, everybody was thinking, okay, bottom's definitely in because we broke out above these resistance here. But as you can see, large volume, large candle spread dropping right back into it here. So, you know, I think the odds are leaning more toward this coming down. But, you know, you want to take out these swing lows here. Really kind of say, okay, yeah, I think we're headed in there. But that 15.88 kind of level, if you're getting below that, I think you kind of say, okay, this is the top and we're headed down for that. Do I have any thoughts on Basel III coming up next week in relation to gold price? Not really. You know, again, my big look at gold is it hasn't changed any, guys. You know, still looking for this move down here, $900, $1,000. Down here is a large A, B, and then C flat correction coming on. So, I mean, you know, whatever news is going on there, it is what it is. Even if we were to break out above this swing high, which would suggest then gold's probably going up to 2,300 maybe, 2,300. I think that just prolongs this. I think that's still wave B. And yeah, that wave C coming down here. So, you know, I don't really have a lot as far as Basel goes, Basel III with all that. I think it's, you know, again, I tend to just look at charts more than anything else. And the charts kind of, you know, usually give you a pretty good idea of what's going on or what the result's going to be from that kind of stuff. I may pay a little bit more attention to it this next week since it's coming in. It may give you some momentary knee-jerk reactions by people trying to trade based off the news. But unless the what's going on here fundamentally changes, there's no reason to believe that it's going to have, you know, that huge effect on it overall. Yeah. The whole idea of gold and silver, I mean, there's a whole bunch of crazy stuff going on there with the big players anyway. So I much prefer to pay attention to the charts and see what's going on there with it. Hope that makes sense. Let me see here. By the way, if Bitcoin breaks down, guys, and goes down, Ethereum's probably going to $1,000 or lower. Just so you know. Okay? If you're in the market now, and you were at the top there, where we were up, when Bitcoin's at its all-time high there, make sure that you pay attention to what was going on in social media at that time. I've tried to point out a few things, the laser eyes, diamond hands nonsense. Everybody kind of talking as if it was never going to come back down. There was just no way, just guaranteed no way it's going to come down. These kind of things, and to the degree of which it was. I say pay attention to that because usually when you get to a market top of some sort, that's what you see. That is the stuff that you see from the market itself, which is basically retail, right? Out there being loud and whatnot. Bill, thank you so much, buddy. You have a great weekend, man. So, use it as a learning experience like anything else in life, guys. Even when things go against you, nothing is bad, nothing is terrible unless you don't learn from it. If you learn from it, it may be the best experience you ever have in the long run. Okay? Remember what I told you guys when it was some of the things I pointed out. So that way you guys can, be sure you pay attention to these things I say, if we get to these points again. But remember when this was coming down here and I kept telling you, all your big accounts are telling you, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Oh, look, you were right. Oh, wait, no, you weren't. Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. And it just kept dipping, right? If you listen to them, how much money do you have left? They're like, buy the dip. And you're like, okay, I'm going to buy the dip. And then it goes lower, right? This is where I tell you guys to be careful out there. Don't just, even me, don't just take what I say verbatim and, don't check. You absolutely have to, if you're going to trade, you have to believe that you can trade and be successful. You have to believe it. You have to believe that you can go and affect some sort of change for yourself. But that requires that you do the hard work, that you learn, that you put in the hours and the practice, that you do it, and you get off this kick that you're going to get rich overnight. Because it's like the lottery, guys. You only hear about those few people that won, right? You only hear about those few people that did really well on a trade. You don't hear about 90-somewhat% of everybody else who lost money on it, right? So make sure you guys, understand that. Sometimes we don't necessarily think about that, but then we're like, oh, wait. Yeah, actually. All right? Let me see here. Because it really is. It's just about paying attention to what's going on, guys. It really is. Alex T, you think the DXY is done with their trace and heading higher? Okay, yeah. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this might just be a 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Very short wave 2 on that pullback. Let's zoom into the 5-minute here. 5-minute, we go, okay, 1, 2. We go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're getting up to the top here. We're probably just about there. Though I bet you this could extend all the way up here to the R1 now that we're above the pivot. This is very bullish off the bottom here. But we still want to see a breakout above that swing high up here, because this is a very deep wave 2 here. Yeah, that's got to be, it would have to be an A and a B and a C here, and then an A, a B, and a C here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So A, B, C is a 1, 2. A, B, C is a 3. 4 maybe is a triangle here even. A, B, C, D, E, maybe. And then A, B, C is a 5 here. Almost hit that invalidation level, but was fine. Went up. So yeah, we may actually hit that R1. Wave 3 would be this right here. So yeah, possibly. Jason says the 10 years also doing the same, curling upwards nicely. Yeah. And it's important that you watch these things, guys. I got a lot of heck from people who don't really understand about the DXY, for the last few years, talking about how important it was to what's going on with your trading, and especially with Bitcoin, which everybody's excited about the institutional interest, but the problem is, and what I warned you guys about is, institutional players, they don't see Bitcoin generally the same way you do. Their Bitcoin investments are small comparative to their wealth, 1%, 2%, maybe 5%, right? Very small of what they do, but they're going to treat Bitcoin for what it is, a risky asset. And Bitcoin is just one part of their very large way in which they work with their money, right? And so what that means is Bitcoin, they're not going to look at it. They're not going to be like, oh, I'm just going to hold it while it drops 50,000 or something. They're going to get out. They've got this wealth and they want to preserve their wealth. So for the most part, you're always going to have somebody different, but for the most part, that institutional interest is going to be that. And so a lot of what that means is they're watching the dollar. What's the dollar going? Because they know if the dollar starts rallying, they know that people and countries and companies or whatever are going to try and get more. They're going to rush to the dollar because they have to pay their U.S. debt in U.S. dollars. Okay? Bianca, thank you so much for showing up. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you all over in Discord, okay? So yeah. So when you're looking at it, again, the whole idea of, I know everybody is all, oh, the dollar this, oh, the dollar that, hyperinflation. Guys, people have been romanticizing the death of the dollar for something like 50 years now, okay? 50 years plus. And usually when they're as adamant as they are, like right now, as I've told you guys, this is usually the point at which it reverses. So again, what happens is a significant, more than half of the world's debt is denominated in dollars. It's dollar debt, which means you have to have dollars to pay that debt. So if the dollar starts running up, people are going to sell other things so they can get dollars cheaper, because the higher that dollar runs, the more expensive it becomes for them to trade out their currency for the dollar so that they can pay that dollar-denominated debt that they have, or that dollar-based debt that they have, the U.S. debt. Okay? And so that's why when the dollar's running up, people are getting out of other stuff or getting into the dollar. Because if the dollar's running up, usually it means there's something going on, something bad going on in the markets and in the economy or whatever. And people are scared. And if people get scared, that's going to push the dollar up. And the farther the dollar goes up, the more people get scared. It becomes this thing that feeds upon itself. And if you have to pay debt in U.S. dollars, that debt can become very expensive very quickly. And so you're going to just rush into it as well. So, Bitcoin, is being talked about seriously by very public personalities. CNBC, it's very public now, right? El Salvador accepting it as legal tender or whatever. Paraguay may be looking at that now. By the way, guys, it's not a big deal that El Salvador and Paraguay are doing that. They're little nothings, really. But in the grand scheme of things, they are thinking about doing that, or they have done that. And so, at the end of the day, the thing is, even if they have, if they were to hold U.S. debt, they would still have to have U.S. dollars to pay that U.S. debt. Okay? Doesn't matter if they have Bitcoin. You don't have to accept Bitcoin. As a country, you can accept your country's you accept your country's currency to pay on that debt, that country's debt that you have, or for them to pay the debt that they have from your country. Yeah. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, they want to preserve their wealth. How dare they, right? Hey, Darren, what's going on, buddy? Happy Friday, my friend. Tier 3 stock, hot takes, set up ATOS, paid another 10% today. That's a total increase of 113%. Nice. Glad, man. Darren's my guy. Darren is the one guy that consistently is serious about the stock market hot takes we do. Not that he's the only one, but he is the loudest one by far. He lets me know. Which is great because I can't keep up with everything that I chart all the time. So it's always great when he comes in and says, hey, Chris, it's done this. Can we have an update? Sure, we'll jump in there and do it. Let's see here. Bitcoin closed the last 1 hour below the swing low, and it's acting like resistance now on the hourly count. Is that a correct assessment? Oh, yeah, that's not looking good at the moment. This is the 8 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour here. Yeah, you don't like to see this. I mean, like I said, looking at this right here, this is 3 waves. So your general position should be that this is an ABC correction and we're heading lower now. Now, until it actually breaks down below, you could still potentially have that flat correction here, wave, this black count here, anywhere down, all the way down to the very bottom, as long as it doesn't break down below the swing low. But because this is 3 waves, your general, your primary look at this should be that this is corrective, which means we have more coming downside. So we'll see if it happens here. We'll see if it happens there. Jason says, ironically, the USD. Jason, I'm glad to see you checking in, buddy. Speaking a lot here. Ironically, USD is best inflation hedge, in my opinion. Allows you to buy assets in the event of a market crash like last year. Oh, yeah, man. It'll be great. I mean, if we have this big thing that I've been talking about, this 233-year cycle end coming up, the amount of money y'all will be able to make is just mind-boggling. Because all these real estate, crypto, if crypto survives, I think it will, but, we don't know for sure. But if it does, crypto, real estate definitely, stocks definitely, you're going to be able to buy them solo. That is the opportunity that you're looking for in life. It's like buying Bitcoin back when it was first out, right? Or even buying it in 2017, at the beginning of 2017, like I did, right? When I came in. Or buying it 2012 or something, right? Way back there when it was low. And then all you had to do was hold on for years while it rose. That's the kind of opportunity that's coming up for you guys. Make no mistake about it. If we have, and we should have this, some large correction, if not, some recession, if not a depression kind of thing coming in. And it sounds awful, and it's going to be awful for a lot of people, but y'all are here because you're trying to do what's best for your families, right? And that's why you want to learn to trade, right? That's your opportunity right there. Things are going to be so cheap compared to what they are today. And you'll be able to buy at a low and just hold for years while it just rises. Your wealth just increases in value. That's the kind of opportunity that's potentially headed our way. So, Mason, you're very welcome, sir. Definitely. I like Jason says stacking USD, waiting for that opportunity. Guys, hey, just so you know, every week, multiple times throughout the week, I'm still buying Bitcoin, just so you know. I get paid Bitcoin with some things, and I use that money to invest back into Bitcoin. It's money I can afford to lose. It's nothing that's going to hurt me, my wealth, or my financial position, which is the way it should be for any of y'all. But I do. Multiple times a week, I'm buying Bitcoin. So I'm always buying. With the idea, because I believe it's going to go up overall. And even if this pulls back, and we're in a bear market for 2 years, then it goes back up, it's fine. I do believe it's going to continue going higher. And I think that's where most people get me wrong. They think because I'm talking about the short term here and what's going on, they think, oh, you're a bear. No, I'm just saying this is realistically what we're looking at the moment. But my buys are still going in. So, if it pays off, it'll be absolutely fantastic. If it doesn't, it'll suck to lose the money, but that's part of what we're trading here. What I'm doing with Bitcoin there in that particular case is it's about, trying to get in as much as possible as it's rising, with what I'm putting in. Now I trade it as well, and that's just about the shorter term, right? So like if I'm to log off here, if I was to get into a position, I would look for an entry to short, probably. Or I might wait for the breakdown here to short. Just to be sure. But yeah, it looks like there should be a bounce still coming up here because we are pretty well oversold here. You can see how the volume's expanded here. So your candle spreads are getting larger. Coming down through there. So right now, if you look here, look at left. This is where we're hitting. Kind of hitting this area. See this? Keep putting it this way. Look at this. See how it dips in here and bounces out? Support here. Shoots up right through it. Comes through, bouncing here maybe. Look left. This is where the activity is locally. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce out of that for a little bit. Anti-FOMO bag, Hank? Something like that, right? So anyway, there we go, guys. That's all I really have to say. Again, if you're new, hopefully you understood what my position is and why. Okay? Hopefully with this last bit of understanding, you know I'm not just this anti-Bitcoin person. Okay? But I'm a trader. I have two things. I have investments and I have trades, okay? I'm a trader above anything else. If I have some for investment, I don't touch it. For however long I've decided, I don't touch it. Okay? If I'm trading, then I'm going to look at what's going on here and I'm going to be more serious about this right here because my trades are shorter term. All right? And that's the way you should be as well if you're trading. So, there you go, guys. Anyway, as I said, we would absolutely love to have you join us over here at howtotradetowin.com. 3 live streams a week for Tier 3 members. Wyckoff on Mondays. Wednesdays are tips, tricks, and techniques. And Thursdays are Elliott Wave. And that's just on top of absolutely everything else we do, guys. Over 100 hours of educational video content. And you can get it all right now. Use the code. Oh, what's the code? 50% off Tier 3. That's it. Use that code it only works on the annual Tier 3. But it'll get your average, if you were to pay month to month, $199 a month. If you do that, instead of that, your average cost will be about $65 or $67 a month. Absolutely lowest price we've ever done. Not sure we're ever going to do it again, but for right now, it is where it is. Like I said, I'm thinking if enough people show enough interest in this, those that do purchase it, I'm very seriously considering giving you the ability to be able to get that same price next year. Okay? So let people know about it. We'll go from there. Other than that, man, I really appreciate you guys showing up today. Thank you so much for being the wonderful, awesome people that you are. I'll be back on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. But as always, if you'd like to get more stuff on a daily basis and you want to get serious about learning how to trade, I mean, it's my company, but at the end of the day, guys, I work hard to make it the absolute best at what it does. And I can't imagine there's a better place to learn how to trade or really a better group of people than what we have here that are our members. So helpful, kind, just fantastic people. Everybody wants everybody to make money. Thank you so much, Mason. I hope you have a great weekend as well. And all of y'all, for those of you in Discord, I may be in and out a little bit more this afternoon because, again, family coming in. But I will be in there getting everything done as I always do, okay? You guys have an absolutely wonderful weekend. Take care, trade safe, and remember, the only thing you control in the market is how much you lose. That's it. That's it. So risk management is the most important thing you're going to do, okay? Keep working at it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Take care.